Hi guys, it's Angel here with MakingBabyTaylor, and today I'm going to do the Secret Life of YouTuber tag, which is part of a collab with Orly C and the rest of the YouTube Mommy Meetup. This is a tag I've been interested in doing for a while, so I'm really excited to do it today and be part of the collab. So when you're finished watching this, be sure to check out the description below so you can check out all the other participants too. Alright, we have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Question number 1, how long have you been on YouTube? This is kind of a long story. Way back when I first got married to Justin and I wanted to share videos on Facebook, and at the time for some reason there was some glitch with Facebook where it would upload and at the very last second it would have an error and it just wouldn't put my videos directly onto Facebook like I was trying to do. So that is right around the same time that YouTube started becoming more of a, household name and people knew more about it. So I decided to put videos on YouTube so then I could share the link from YouTube over to Facebook so people could see those little videos. So that account was just under my Gmail account at the time, and for some reason I can't log into it anymore. I feel like someone hacked it. So anyway, fast forward a couple of years and I use YouTube as mostly a resource tool if I needed to learn how to do something. Namely, one day I was watching a lot of baby wearing tutorial videos because I had just gotten my first woven wrap and I wanted to start doing back carries with Kaladin, and this was when he was about 15 months old. And I watched lots of those videos to try to follow along because that's how I learn. And then it started, in the suggested videos, started giving me live pregnancy test as the suggestion, which I thought sounded really interesting. So I went down this long rabbit hole of watching those videos. One of them that really was interesting to me was Missy Lanning's. And then it suggested their gender reveal video. So I watched that one and I really liked it. So I'm like, hey, I like these people, I'm gonna subscribe. That is literally the first time I ever subscribed to any channel. And so I subscribed to her channel, I watched a couple of her videos, they started talking about their daily vlogs, so then I started watching those. That was about March of 2013? Yeah. So after a couple of weeks of watching them and starting to branch out to other vloggers and YouTubers as well, then I decided, you know what, I should probably do this. And the main reason being that we were living in Virginia and our family was back in California mostly, and I just felt like they were missing out on watching Kaladin grow up. I decided I wanted to start vlogging so that our family could watch him grow up, and I figured anything else beyond that was just icing on the cake. So April of 2013 is when I started vlogging on our family channel, which is called It's the Taylor Crew. And then fast forward to about July of that year and we decided to start trying to conceive. So after a few weeks of doing that, and I thought I should really make some trying to conceive videos and have those separate, because I have always ran behind on our family vlog channel. I've always been behind editing and posting, and I wanted to be a little bit more up to date with that, obviously. So I started a new channel for that, which is this one, MakingBabyTaylor. And that's why it's called MakingBabyTaylor, because it started as a trying to conceive channel. And so about September, I think, is when I finally started getting around to posting those, and just within a couple weeks I found out I was pregnant with her, but I wanted to post all the other ones first, so again I was behind. So I've just always been behind because I'm just a procrastinator. But yes, to answer the question, April 2013, September 2013 is when I started on YouTube. Question number 2, at what point do you think you will stop? I don't have any plans to stop anytime soon. I would imagine that we will do it for at least a few more years, so I'm gonna just kind of play it by ear, and as long as it continues to be enjoyable and positive for our family and not negative for our family, then we'll continue. Number 3, what is the best thing about YouTube? I think YouTube is just a great community to give and get support, to learn things, to help teach other people things, to build a community of friends. To me, it just kind of fills in a gap that other social media just didn't fill. And I just like it because it's entertaining, it's informative, it's supportive, it's everything that I was looking for when I decided to start doing it. Number 4, what is the worst thing about YouTube? I would say like the trolls that that for some reason certain things just attract a lot of trolls and haters and negativity, and that's really unfortunate. And I've noticed this is kind of like a running joke with other YouTubers, that the more hate and trolls you get, then the more successful you are, and that's true. And the more successful you are, the more it attracts the hate and trolls. So, you know, we kind of joke about it like, oh, I got this hateful comment, well, I guess it's a sign that I'm making it. And in some ways that's true, but it's still unfortunate that it's a reality of being on YouTube. It's really hard and vulnerable to put yourself out there, and so when someone wants to just be mean and hurt your feelings, it's really tough. You definitely have to have some thick skin, and sometimes it's hard to let things roll off your back. It's hard to not take it personally. Even things like a thumbs down or an unsubscribe, it kind of stings a little bit, and it's important to kind of keep it in perspective that it just goes with the territory, and it happens to everyone, even the best YouTubers. No one is liked by everyone. You can't please everyone. It's just the reality of it. But I do wish that it was a little bit more of a positive space than it is sometimes, but I still think it's worth doing in spite of that. Number 5, how many thumbnail options do you usually take? I'll be honest, most of the time I forget to like take a picture or pose for a thumbnail. So usually after I'm finished editing, I'm going back through on my program and finding any little screenshots that I think would work as a thumbnail. And for most videos, that's 2, maybe 3. Sometimes there's just 1 and it's just so perfect. I'm like, this is it, this is the thumbnail. Sometimes I have to take a photo from something else that's kind of from that same day or whatever. And sometimes I have to kind of Photoshop things together. I've been doing that a lot lately on our family vlog. You know, with the Disney vlogs, I was Photoshopping different layers to make it a little bit more interesting. But that's how I do it. Number 6, who is your YouTube crush? Well, I am happily married. And technically my husband's on YouTube, so I guess I would say him. I will say there are definitely a lot of good-looking guys on YouTube that I like to admire from afar, but in the interest of being appropriate, since I am married, I'm not going to name any names. Number 7, who's on your collab wish list? Well, obviously I would love to collab with Missy Lanning one of these days, because she's literally what brought me to YouTube. Like, she is my major inspiration, and she is kind of like that doorway that brought me into YouTube as more of a community and families and entertainment, more so than a resource. I know that that's probably never gonna happen because of how successful she's become, but you know, she's the first major one. I have a few others that I'd like to do videos with, like Crystal from Brought to You by Mom, and Diana from Being Mommy with Style, Cindy from Mrs. Joyful Jones. You know, there's quite a few that I feel like I've made a connection with that I'd love to make a video with. So hopefully some of those will actually become a reality in the future. There's actually several more, but a lot of them I am going to collab with in just a few short weeks at the YouTube Mommy Meetup Collab Camp Conference. So I'm really excited about making videos with people like Ms. Dana Ryan. So be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on all those videos, because it's going to be really amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Number 8, what are you wearing on your bottom half? Well, over the past few weeks, it's been pretty much always the same. Leggings. Leggings. I've been wearing a lot of LuLaRoe over the past few weeks, ever since I discovered it and went down that rabbit hole. So lots of leggings, sometimes they're skirts and dresses. But yeah, this is what I'm usually wearing. Number 9 is how long until you actually hit record. I think that means like how long it takes you to set up before you start filming. But for getting set up, it actually doesn't take nearly as long as it used to. Before I found my tripod again and I didn't have a tripod to use, I would have to like configure things and stack things and like to lean up my phone or my camera to get it to film. So like when I was doing my bump dates, I'd have like the stack of boxes and movie cases and all this stuff on the coffee table so that I could set up my phone. I eventually got a camera, but I used to just vlog with my phone and just set it up in front of me so that I could film. And so it used to take kind of a while to get that all configured and have it be at the right angle. And then I had a regular camera that I couldn't see what was in the frame, so I'd have to set it up, film a little bit, like testing, and then I have to get up and stop and then watch it back and see if I was in the frame like I wanted to be and all that. So sometimes it would take a long time. Then I used to set up a mirror behind it. So I can't remember who I got the idea from, but I set a mirror behind the camera so I could see. But then I found my tripod. Then now I have the G7X that has the flip screen, so right now it's flipped up so I can see it if I look a little bit higher up. But ever since I had both the tripod and the G7X, it's a lot faster to get set up because I just have to screw on the little hot plate and connect that to the tripod. And I might have to configure, you know, the zoom a little bit or whatnot, but it takes me, I don't know, probably not even 5 minutes most of the time to get set up and start recording. I feel like I'm rambling a lot. I'm sorry, you guys. Number 10, how do you feel about the YouTube community / culture? So I touched on this a little bit in the previous questions. You know, obviously I do feel it's unfortunate when people are disrespectful and mean and judgmental. For a long time I didn't really understand it, because for me, if I don't like someone, I don't want to watch their videos. I'm not going to waste my time. I only have so much time. And I don't really understand being negative, because if I don't like a video, I just stop watching it. I just click out and go to the next one. If I, you know, don't agree with something, I just keep it to myself, because that's just how I was raised, was to be kind and compassionate. And so, you know, we all have our bad days, but I try really hard to be very nice and positive. Another thing is, I feel like when I first started YouTube, it felt like a lot more of a community. And that was one of the major reasons why I wanted to do YouTube, is I wanted to build a little community, my little corner on the internet with, you know, friends. I wanted to make real friends. And I have a few people that I could say I'm friendly with, but I don't feel like I've made any real friends. And I don't feel like I've really built a community. I feel like I have kind of the start of it, and I've definitely felt a lot of your guys' support in some of my videos. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for that. I feel like, yeah, I've kind of built a little bit of a community, but not to the extent that I was hoping I would have by now, having been doing it for 3 years. And I know part of that's my fault because I'm not very consistent with posting, and I'm trying to get better about that. But I feel like a lot of YouTube nowadays is a lot more competitive. I feel like there's a lot of like behind the scenes cattiness and jealousy and competitiveness, and you know, it's grown a lot. There's a lot of people watching, but there's a lot more people wanting to make videos too, and there's only so many minutes in every day, so your subscribers can't watch every single one of your videos. I don't watch every single one of any of the people I'm subscribed to, not even my very favorites. So I understand that, and I don't worry too much about the numbers, because that's not what really motivates me, and that's not my main reasons why I'm doing this. But I do see a lot of the other YouTubers that get very fixated on numbers, and there's more YouTubers making an actual career out of it, where it is their income to support their family. So obviously they're gonna be more competitive and worry more about those numbers and wanting to be successful than someone who's doing it just for fun like me. I just wish there was a little bit less of the competitiveness and more of the community, because I would love to connect with more YouTubers, including YouTubers that have much larger, more established channels than I do, because I want to learn from them. And also because the people I watch are people that I feel like I can relate to, and people that I feel like I could be friends with, and that's why I enjoy watching them. And I feel like these days that they might be wary of people wanting to be their friends, because I am seeing people in the YouTube groups posting about, you know, feeling used, and people literally using them and kind of ditching them once they get more successful, and that's really sad. I feel like so many of them would be afraid that someone wants to be their friends for, you know, ulterior motives. So it sucks when I'm not one of those people. It's like, no, really, I like you for you. And then of course there's some that just kind of get a big head and kind of feel like they're so awesome and you're not worth their time, and those aren't really people I watch, because I don't really like that. But yeah, it feels like it's hard for smaller channels to really get anywhere and really make connections and have collabs, because I feel like so many people are worried at the back of their mind that they're just being used for the other person to grow their own channel and not to make a genuine connection. Number 11, what's your secret to a successful YouTube channel? Well, I don't really feel like mine are successful yet. So I don't know if I can really answer that. I will say the pieces of advice that I see over and over and over again by very successful YouTubers is number 1, be yourself, and number 2, have a consistent upload schedule, which is my weakness, and I'm really bad at that, and I really need to work on that. But I do notice the more consistent I am, the better I do. Number 3, good thumbnails. Number 4, good titles. And number 5, being active and leaving good comments on other YouTube channels. All too often I see some people leave really spammy comments like, hi, subscribe to me please, or hey, you know, support this small channel. There was one time I saw someone literally go down every single comment on the video and reply to their comment and ask them to subscribe to her. You know, those ones I feel are definitely, you can tell what their motives are. I understand it's hard to start building a channel when it's small. I'm doing it myself, but I feel like when I see those channels, they just kind of make me cringe. I just feel like they're very disingenuous, and it doesn't make me interested in someone's channel when I see comments like that. I go and check out other people's channels when they leave genuine comments on the video. Something that I know is relevant, something that shows they watched that video, and something that makes me go, I'm interested in, you know, seeing what they're all about. And I'll click on them and start watching them. So there's a few people I'm subscribed to now because of good comments that they left on videos. You know, people like Cult Fiction, and I'm pretty sure that's how I found J House Vlogs too. And so I try to leave good, meaningful comments where I go, and I don't mention that I have my own channel because I don't want to take away from the attention of the video I'm talking about, and I feel like if people want to check me out, they will click on my name and check me out anyway. And I do notice days where I've been more active in commenting on the videos I watched that day, that I tend to have little spurts of an increase in views and subscribers when I do that. So I do think there's some correlation to that helping you be successful, but I do want to caution that it's important for those to be meaningful comments and not just spammy comments, because a lot of people frown upon that. And last question, who do you tag? Well, I tag you. If you're a YouTuber and you want to do this tag, go right ahead and do it, and let me know down in the comments that you did it so I can go and check it out. So that's the secret life of a YouTuber tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including all the awesome collabs I have coming up after the YouTube Mommy Meetup Collab Camp. Also, like I said, be sure to look down in the description below for the links to the other participants from this collab, because you definitely don't want to miss out on those. Alright, thanks for watching! Bye! Weeks, her language has really exploded a lot, and she is just always talking and learning new words every day. What's your favorite word? 2. Just the other day, she had a tummy bug for a few hours, which was pretty sad. But I was explaining to her, you know, because she had, the last one she had was back in February.